Yo, what's going on, guys? It's J Mass, and I'm back again with another dope New England adventure. You know what I really miss from my childhood? Summer camp. I feel like every summer when I was a kid, I would always go to summer camp for like a week. It's something I haven't done in years. I mean, I'm 24 right now. It's been quite a while since I've been to summer camp. But you know, this place I'm at right now, it's giving me pretty nostalgic vibes. As you can see, we got a fire pit, got a nice little shelter right there, some picnic tables. This is really giving me nostalgic vibes of my time at summer camp when I was a kid. But the summer camp we're going to be checking out today isn't actually an active one. It's an abandoned summer camp. That's right, this is a summer camp that no longer actually functions, and many of the buildings and structures we're going to be checking out today, the cabins and such, are just completely left to rot and decay. Now, this summer camp we're going to be checking out doesn't actually have a name, so I'm just going to be referring to it as a summer camp, but it's located in the Arcadia Management Area within the town of Exeter, Rhode Island, which is in Rhode Island's interior. So right now we're in Exeter, Rhode Island, and we're going to be checking out an abandoned summer camp. Now, what I do know about this thing is that it was actually built in the late 1930s under Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal program, which was a way to help stimulate the economy, give working men something to do, open up new jobs. And a lot of these New Deal programs actually took place in wilderness areas, including this summer camp here in Exeter. Now, what I do also know is that it was abandoned sometime in the 1970s. I couldn't really find a concrete date, and it was actually kind of tough finding specific information and details about this location. But what I do know, it was built in the 1930s under Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal program, a way to jumpstart the economy during the Great Depression. And it was abandoned sometime in the 1970s, and ever since then, this summer camp has been completely abandoned. There are, no plans to restart it or renovate it or anything. So this thing will probably be sitting abandoned for quite some time. But I'm going to bring you guys with me today as we check out this abandoned summer camp here in the Arcadia Management Area within Exeter, Rhode Island. I'm really excited to check this out. I've always wanted to check out an abandoned summer camp. I actually never have before. This could be my first time. But yeah, let's get right into it. As always, guys, my name is J Mass. If you love urban exploration, checking out abandoned sites, traveling New England, I do that all the time. So feel free to subscribe to the channel. Or you can follow me on Instagram at JMassOfficial. That's at JMassOfficial. But yeah, guys, let's go to summer camp here in Exeter, Rhode Island. So before we keep on going and check out most of the abandoned summer camp, I do just want to show you guys really briefly this area we started out on. This is where I filmed the introduction. As you can see, they got quite a bit of picnic tables here, all labeled Arcadia after the Arcadia Management Area, which is a massive tract of wilderness here in Rhode Island. Actually pretty beautiful here. But then, of course, in this area, you got a fire pit that's clearly still being used because there's a lot of charred wood and charcoal in there. And then you got this open air shelter, which could pretty much be used for anything. But yeah, nice little shelter, fire pit, picnic tables. And if you came across this, you might assume, this is clearly still functioning. I mean, people are obviously still using this for recreation, which they definitely are. But the abandoned summer camp we're going to be checking out today does not really look like this. This is actually one of the very few still functioning areas. What we're going to be checking out today are the complete ruins and deteriorating structures of the summer camp here in Exeter, Rhode Island. I did just want to start off here because these were the first structures that I noticed. And there's actually another one over here, which I'll go to really briefly. But yeah, the abandoned structures we're going to be checking out today are just completely in ruins, decayed, deteriorating, collapsing. But I believe these ones are still kept up for hikers. This is actually an outhouse right here. Not going to walk inside because obviously it's still in use. But yeah, you got a nice little outhouse right here. You can still use it. And by the way, the trail we're going to be walking down today is known as the Shelter Trail. It's actually kind of tough to get to. It's deep in the woods here in Exeter, in the Arcadia Management Area. But yeah, we're going to keep making our way down the Shelter Trail, check out some of the abandoned ruins. I just want to really briefly show you guys this part of the summer camp. You can see they still got some decently intact structures, but that's not going to be the case for most of the structures we check out today. But yeah, let's keep on heading over. All right, guys, so we've come across the very first ruins on the Shelter Trail. And as you can see, not in very good condition, which is kind of sad because, when I was doing my research on this place and looking at it online, I found a lot of pretty recent pictures, from like a year ago or less, and the cabin still looked pretty intact. So it almost leads me to believe that this major collapse probably happened not too long ago, maybe within the most recent year, but very sad to see this historic abandoned cabin has been completely destroyed. I assume, though, this was probably by nature. I don't think humans would have done this. It does look like there was probably some severe weathering, maybe a storm, snow. Whatever happened, though, this cabin is now completely destroyed. It really is ruins now. But it, you know, when I was looking online, it looked like you could actually go inside it for a while. But still pretty cool. These are one of the cabin ruins along the shelter trail here in the Arcadia Management Area. Pretty dope. As I mentioned, you know, these were built in the 1930s as part of President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal program. They were also part of something called the RDA, which was the Recreation Demonstration Area. And of course, one of them was here in Exeter, Rhode Island. You know, just one way to help create jobs, boost the economy during the Great Depression. But yeah, look at that thing, crazy. Another thing I do want to mention as I walk down the shelter trail is that it's a very long trail. Between this clip and the clip before, I actually spent like an hour and a half making my way through this forest. It's very long, it's winding. I was actually getting nervous that I wasn't finding anything, but I finally stumbled upon these, you know, these buildings. But I see a few more in the distance. Let's check them out. Okay, guys, so I found another ruin right here, another former cabin. And as you can see, this is just the roof. You got the triangular roof just sitting here on the ground of the forest floor. And clearly the other half is missing. I don't know what happened to the bottom half. You know, I don't see it anywhere, but we just have this roof of a cabin just sitting here, completely decayed, you know, collapsed. It's strange, I don't know, but yeah, not too much going on right here. Just a random ass roof of a cabin sitting here. But then you look over here on the other side of the trail and you actually have a full-sized cabin. And this one isn't collapsed, which is kind of nice. So I think we're gonna take a look at that really quick, but that does bring me into another point I want to make, is that there were many buildings in this campsite, many. Of course, you had all of the cabins, you know, the living spaces for the campers. And actually at a time, you know, at its peak, there were around 75 campers here. But aside from the cabins, you also had the camp office, many bathrooms, the dining hall, the infirmary. There was also, of course, you know, pools, fire pits, benches, picnic tables. It was a fully functioning campsite. This, I believe, was probably just another cabin. Let's sneak around here and look. Yeah, look at this thing. Really creepy to see, though. Really creepy. But at least it's intact and we can actually peek inside. Kind of cool, though, looking into a campsite that was founded in the 1930s during the Great Depression. Really cool to see. Although, of course, there's been a lot of structural damage, which is to be expected from wooden structures. Oh, Jesus, look at that. Someone's been having a good time here. Yeah, not really great shape for the structure itself. But compared to the other ones we've seen, absolutely stellar. Of course, we got another right here. This one is in pretty bad shape. Completely collapsed. You can really only make out the structural frame, you know, the skeleton of the building. Let's see if we can take a closer look. Yeah, look at that. Completely destroyed. Just scraps of wood, you know, wood planks, wood beams, just everything scattered around, all rotted away. Though you do have a hint of mosquito netting right there. Pretty cool, though. Huh, pretty interesting. It really is like stepping back in time, you know, what camping was like in the early to mid 20th century. And then, of course, I see one more cabin right over there. So we're going to just make our way through this little trail, check that cabin out. That one looks a little bigger, though, and also looks relatively intact. I'm hoping we can get inside that. And also, do take the time to acknowledge how gorgeous this place is. Absolutely beautiful area. Even if you're not super into urban exploration or checking out abandoned sites, I really would recommend the Arcadia Management Area here in Rhode Island, just as a nice hiking spot. There's a lot of gorgeous trails and, you know, places to check out. Yeah, so we got another cabin right here. Look at this. Yeah, again, completely destroyed. The roof is like all but missing. You only have the structural support beams. Not in great condition. I do have to say, like, pretty much all of the wood that I've seen has just been rotting away, which, again, to be expected. It's a super old, almost 100 years old campsite. Pretty cool, though. Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know if I would stay in this. I don't know if I would camp in this overnight, but yeah, pretty dope, though. Let's take a really quick side view, and then we'll keep on going. Yeah, look at that. Wild. The side is just peeling away, and all of the cabins we've seen so far have just been covered in moss and lichen. Yeah, absolutely wild, but really cool. I think in a second we're going to actually be reaching the center of the campsite, but I also did want to point this out. This is kind of cool to see. These, I think, were actually the bathrooms. So first off, you can see remnants of a concrete foundation, but then if you look closer, pieces of porcelain. So this was either a toilet or a sink. But just something cool to check out. I probably would have just walked by this, but I do believe that these were the bathrooms, or, you know, the shower rooms right here. Kind of cool. But anyways, as we make our way down this trail, there's a bit of an opening right here in the middle of the woods. And I think this might have been the center of the campsite. Yeah, look at this. Got a little clearing right here opening up to the sky. And of course, there's another foundation right here. Look at that. Super cool. Yeah, another concrete foundation. Not sure what this would have been. Maybe another cabin, not sure. And then of course you have a pretty big fire pit. And a nice little chair for us to sit on. Looks comfy. Obviously this chair is modern, you know, someone brought this here. But yeah, you can see a lot of remnants lying around. Something right here, not sure what that would have been. Looks like some sort of, I don't know, underground storage facility. Pretty cool. Yeah, pretty awesome. I do see a few more intact structures though in the distance, but I just want to take a quick look at this. Yeah, I don't know what this would have been. I did find a map of this campsite actually, so I'm going to try to do a little bit more digging on that, you know, when I get to editing this video. So I'll include below if I find out any information, but so far, pretty cool. So I'm not sure how I missed this, but look at this. Huge cobblestone fireplace and chimney. Look at that. So clearly whatever building this fireplace was in was an important building. If I had to guess, it was probably either the dining hall or the camp office. You know, some sort of major building, but look at that. An abandoned cobblestone fireplace. I do apologize for the sun. It's very sunny in this particular spot, so hopefully the footage isn't too bright. But yeah, look at this. This is one of the structures I saw a lot of online when I was doing my research. This fireplace and chimney. Really cool to see in person. Look at that. Wicked tall. And this is the inside right here. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I do kind of think this might have been the dining hall, you know. They probably did some cooking in here. Or it could have been the camp office, you know. Not sure, but really cool. That's the abandoned cobblestone fireplace and chimney. And then there was a little trail I saw off to the side that actually leads us to another full-sized cabin. Yeah, right here, look at that. Another abandoned cabin, luckily intact for us to explore. And I gotta say, this actually looks to be in the best condition of all of the cabins we've seen thus far. Look at this. Yeah, this definitely is in the best condition. You got the nice layering of planks of timber right there. I really like to see that, like a log cabin type feel. But then looking inside, kind of interesting. It just kind of goes down right here. This almost makes me think it was some sort of machine room. Yeah, you got some weird machine right here with a spinning wheel. Is this safe to walk on? I just want to read what that says. It says the Deming Co., Salem, Ohio, USA. So this was made in Salem, Ohio. Whatever it was. Interesting. Pretty cool, though. This is the interior of this little cabin right here. I doubt people lived here, though. This was probably some sort of machine room. You know, looks like you got a pipe right here, too. No clue what this was. Pretty cool, though. Now, there's another really dope landmark here I want to show you in a second. We'll get to, but Yeah, abandoned cabin right here. Definitely the best looking one so far. Okay, you guys see this? Because this was honestly one of the things I was most excited for. This is an abandoned water tower. Check that out. Just an abandoned water tower sitting in the middle of the woods. And then you got these huge concrete structures around it. I assume maybe for support or for a foundation of something, but you got these huge 4 concrete slabs and then the water tower. Now it does look like there's a ladder to get up, but the ladder starts right there, which is much taller than I am. I actually would have climbed up there if the ladder came down to me, but it doesn't look like it does. So unfortunately, I don't think I can get up there, but that's fine. Yeah, look at this. Got a lot of piping right here. Some weird UFO sticker. Yeah, really cool to see. Let's take a look at one of these concrete slabs though. I'm kind of curious what this is. This really reminds me of a concrete slab, or a series of them that I saw at another abandoned location. I think it was the Hartford Woolen Mill in Newport, New Hampshire. That place had a bunch of these things here. So, and at that time I didn't know what they were either. So if anyone knows, please enlighten me in the comments. Really cool though, the abandoned water tower. So I assume this is where all the campers got their water from, you know, their drinking water. And that does kind of make me believe, because you got a pipe right there, a lot of piping. That does lead me to believe maybe the piping led to that cabin we saw, because that cabin had a machine, it had a water pipe. I don't know, maybe this brought water to that building. Maybe that was a drinking water station, who knows? Yeah, really cool though. I was super excited to see this, and here we are. All right, guys, so I'm looking out in the distance right here, and I see a ton more abandoned structures for us to explore. Little clearing right here, and I think we're gonna start right here and just get into it because I'm wicked excited to check these out. So as you can see, we got another abandoned cobblestone chimney slash fireplace. Really cool. This one you can actually get a better glimpse at compared to the other one because, you know, it's not wicked sunny like the other one was. Yeah, this is cool though. Check this out. Another cobblestone fireplace, which again leads me to believe there was another important building here, you know, a major building of some sort. Probably some camp office or staff building. Maybe the dining hall, who knows? Yeah, pretty cool. Now, the other thing is, as I was walking down this trail, there are so many structures over here. Like, this is the most structures I've seen in one area. So I'm just gonna hop to each one and just see what's going on. Some of them look to be in better condition than others. I think we'll start at this one right here, which appears to be another, you know, cabin, another living space for campers. Yeah, check this out. This one is completely covered in trees and brush though. Not horrible condition, definitely compared to the others we've seen. You know, still got the structure intact. Yeah, look at that, pretty cool. Again, the wood just rotting away, covered in lichen and moss. Look at all of that lichen. And this is the interior, a lot of rotting, decayed wood. The roof, of course, pretty collapsed in, but not the worst we've seen today. Really cool. So there's a few over here, although I think I'm actually gonna make a quick detour because I saw one other cabin over here. I think that might be the, oh yeah, I see that over there in the woods. I think that's the only cabin on this side. Let's take a look at that. So obviously this cabin is not in great condition. You can see it's all but collapsed. You will really only have like 2 sides that are still up, and one of them is like completely slanted. Basically just a scrapyard of wood right here. But it is kind of cool seeing the door still here. I feel like we haven't really seen many doors. And the other interesting thing, I kind of mentioned this earlier, but you can see instead of glass, what they actually use is mosquito netting right here. If you don't know what that is, it you know, just keeps mosquitoes out, made of really tiny holes. Still lets air flow in, but it keeps out insects. Pretty cool. So you got this mosquito netting door, and then just a collapsed shed, or cabin, I should say. Just a completely collapsed cabin, but pretty decent sized one. All right, guys, we got a few more abandoned structures right here. Another completely collapsed roof. Got the triangular roof just sitting on the ground of the forest. kind of like that very first one we saw. Not in great shape, obviously, because it's missing the entire bottom half. I don't know why I keep seeing stuff like that. It's like, do they just take away the bottom half and then leave the roof? Because I don't even see remnants of the bottom half anywhere. It's wicked bizarre. I don't know why they do that. This one is pretty interesting though. So we have another, you know, another collection of ruins right here. This was clearly some sort of abandoned building at one point. But the interesting thing is this actually has a chimney. Oh, this actually has a chimney right here, still peeking out. So, actually, this was definitely a bathhouse. Yeah, this was definitely a bathroom house. Look at that. Got porcelain remnants, whether a toilet or a sink, I don't know. You got piping. So clearly these were latrines, you know, bathroom for the campers. Now this I want to check out really quick. Got this, actually, I don't know if it's a fireplace. Yeah, not a fireplace, but I'm not sure what it would have been. Probably just some sort of piping. Yeah, can't really look in there. Probably some sort of piping though, if I had to guess. Maybe ventilation, no clue. But yeah, this was definitely a bathroom house. But again, completely destroyed. Only thing left behind are these hoses and pipes everywhere. And then it did look like there was another cabin down here. Oh, look at this. Little concrete indent in here. Not sure what would have been in there. Just got to sneak through these woods, and then we have this cabin. Look at this. Pretty decent sized one. Actually, probably the largest that we've seen today that's intact. More mosquito netting lying around. Yeah, pretty decent sized one. Let's peek inside. Probably not much, of course, yeah. The floorboards completely rotted away, just a lot of rotted wood, decayed. I mean, I'm not like shocked by any of this, by the way. As I said, you know, just to reiterate, these were built in the late 1930s for the Great Depression, basically just a working project, you know, to get some jobs opened up for people. And this was one of the projects that arose from Roosevelt's New Deal. And obviously, because of its age, you know, this thing is seriously deteriorating. And I mean, as I mentioned too, this whole campsite was abandoned sometimes in the 1970s. So it's been about 50 years of this place completely abandoned. One thing that's kind of cool, let me see if you guys can look. Yeah, look at that. Look on the structural support beams up there. You see how many nails are just poking out? So many fucking nails just poking out. I don't know, pretty wild. Cool stuff. I'm gonna be honest, guys. This abandoned campsite is a lot bigger than I expected. I'm still going down these trails and finding more remnants. I really didn't think it would be this big, but you know, it's a nice surprise. Right here, you got some completely collapsed ruins. There was clearly a building here at one point. Since been lost to time. You only have scraps of wood planks everywhere. But there are a few more intact structures like this one right here, which I saw in the distance. Another decent sized building. Again, I probably assume this is just a cabin. Yeah, look at that. One thing I was thinking is, like, imagine walking through these woods knowing nothing about the cabins. Like, you're just wandering through the woods, just trying to enjoy a nice hike, maybe with your family or even by yourself, and then you just completely stumble upon these empty, destroyed, creepy cabins just sitting along the trails you're hiking on. I mean, if you had no clue about these, I could see that being very creepy. But yeah, another abandoned cabin, really interesting, because this one is pretty decent size. It's kind of cool seeing the variety of size in these cabins, and also the variety of like what's left behind. I mean, here's another example right here. You got a completely destroyed one. Again, it looks like it's just the roof left behind. But then it's like you have this one. You know, it's not in good shape, but it's not horrible. It's still structurally intact. Interesting. Yeah, this thing is, you know, it's definitely seen better days. Yeah, huge support beam right here, completely collapsed. I don't really know. I don't think this was from fires, though. I think all of these collapsed buildings, well, maybe some were from fires, but my assumption is that it was probably just from storms or weather. I mean, we get a lot of pretty bad nor'easters here in New England, blizzards and shit like that. That's probably what it was from. I mean, it's been sitting there for, what, 90 plus years? So I'm just gonna make my way down the trail a little bit more, see what's going on. I think we actually might be nearing the end, but take a little bit more of a look, see what's going on, and then I think that about does it for the abandoned summer camp here in Exeter, Rhode Island. Surprisingly much larger than I expected. Oh, some more remnants right here. You just keep coming across it. Hey, thank you guys for joining me. I've been J-Mass as always, and this has been another dope New England adventure. I gotta say, guys, that was an absolutely massive campsite. We saw a lot more than I originally anticipated. It's honestly, it's possible we even missed things, which I don't think we did. I think we saw everything, but this was such a big spot. It's entirely possible we even missed some ruins or buildings, but I think we did see a lot today. It was a really cool spot, and yeah, that was the abandoned summer camp, which I still don't have a name for, unfortunately. Here in the town of Exeter, Rhode Island, mostly within the Arcadia Management Area. So, you know, as I mentioned, this place was founded in the late 1930s under President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal program, which basically was just a way to create jobs, you know, allow men to work on these programs, you know, boosting the economy. This campsite was one of them here in Exeter, Rhode Island. And a lot of what we saw today was very old, you know, dating back to the 30s. Really cool stuff. And pretty much the entire time today, I was following the Shelter Trail, which is a very long trail, but has a lot of scenic beauty. And of course, all the ruins. If you guys love urban exploring and if you love nature, highly recommend the Shelter Trail here in the Arcadia Management Area. You get the best of both worlds. But we really did see a lot today. We saw abandoned cabins, buildings, foundations, ruins, you know, even the water tower that's behind me. A lot of cool stuff today. But yeah, guys, I've been J-Mass. That was the abandoned summer camp here in Exeter, Rhode Island. If you love urban exploration, checking out abandoned sites, traveling New England, and even nature, feel free to subscribe to the channel because I'm always doing that. Or you can follow me on Instagram at JMassOfficial. That's at JMassOfficial because I'm always posting there too. But yeah, guys, that's been the abandoned summer camp here in Exeter, Rhode Island. A lot of cool stuff from the water tower to, of course, the many cabins and ruins we saw. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.